Ever since we could think, we've been looking up at the sky and deep inside ourselves and asking the really big questions, right? Like, where did all of this come from? What's the actual structure of reality? And where are we all headed? But for thousands of years, we haven't just asked these questions, we've actually tried to draw the answers. And today, we're going to unfold some of those very maps. Just take a look at this. It's called All That Is. It's this incredibly detailed attempt to chart every single layer of existence. It starts from a central, unknowable source and flows down through different dimensions, cosmic wombs, and great creators, all the way down to us, to the physical universe we experience. This right here is a metaphysical map, a blueprint of everything. And believe me, it's just one of many.
No, really, just think about that for a second. Not just a map of the city or the world, but a map of reality itself. A guide that doesn't just show you where you are, but what you are, and exactly where you fit in the grand cosmic scheme of things.
It's a pretty mind-bending idea, isn't it? But it's an ambition that has driven some of the most profound thinkers for centuries. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to unfold these incredible blueprints of reality and explore their shared patterns, their secret languages, and what they might just reveal about the universe, and maybe even more importantly about ourselves. Okay, so every good map has to have a starting point, right? You are here for the entire universe. And the very first question these cosmic map makers tried to tackle was, how did any of this even begin? And right away, we see two completely different answers. Over on the left, you've got this idea of the cosmic egg. The concept here is that everything that will ever exist is already there, all packed into one single powerful seed. But then on the right, you have a totally different model, creation bubbling up out of the absolute nothing, a void, a vacuum, from which everything flows. So does everything come from something or from nothing? It seems these maps are ready to explore both.
And what's really cool is that the origin point is never just a one-and-done event. It expands. This Pleiadian cosmology, for example, shows a universe that evolves through these concentric bands. It starts from a core of pure creational energy, and then it moves out through belts of space and matter. It even has a transformational belt where one thing evolves into another. So the cosmos isn't static. It's dynamic, it's layered, and it's always changing.
So as you look at these different maps, from all these different cultures, you start to notice something. They aren't just random scribbles. They're written in a kind of universal language, a language of shape, number, and proportion that we call sacred geometry. You can think of these as the alphabet of that cosmic language. It all starts with the point, or the circle, which represents unity, the original source. From there, you draw a line, and suddenly you have duality, up and down, light and dark. A triangle gives you a stable structure, a trinity. The spiral, well, that's the shape of evolution and growth. And finally, the hexagram, which is two triangles woven together, symbolizes that perfect balance of opposites, like heaven and earth. And this is where it gets really amazing, because you see how those simple shapes can build into these diagrams of incredible complexity and meaning. On the left is the Hindu Shri Yantra. It uses 9 interlocking triangles to create this beautiful map of the divine feminine and masculine energies coming together to create the whole cosmos. And on the right, from ancient Greece, is the Holy Tetractys. This was sacred to the Pythagoreans. It shows how the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 add up to 10, and in the process, generate everything from a point to a line to a flat plane and finally to a solid 3D object, the literal building blocks of matter itself. But this language isn't just for drawing abstract diagrams on a piece of paper. It's for building the world we live in. Look at this architectural plan. The designer has intentionally woven these core geometric principles right into the design. You can see the vesica piscis, that almond shape from 2 overlapping circles, often seen as a gateway, and the famous Fibonacci spiral, built right into the home structure. They're not just building a house. They're trying to create a space that actually resonates with the fundamental patterns of the universe. And this idea of living inside the map is really taken to the next level with something like this, the stupa of the Great Awakening. You can see it in both the side view and the floor plan. It's this perfect harmony of circles and squares. It's a physical building designed to be a map of enlightenment, a mandala that you can literally walk into to align your own consciousness with its sacred design. And this brings us to what might be the most profound idea in all of these maps. It's the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. The idea that the structure of the entire cosmos is mirrored perfectly inside every single one of us. The macrocosm is reflected in the microcosm. You have to see this. On the left, from ancient Egypt, we've got the Djed pillar. It's a symbol of stability, the spine of the god Osiris, and it's used here as a map to place different deities and even dimensions right along the human backbone. Then on the right, from the Hindu tradition, we have the chakra system, which maps cosmic planes and states of consciousness to energy centers, also along the spine. I mean, two totally different cultures, thousands of miles and years apart, both arrive at the exact same core concept. There is a vertical axis inside us that connects the earthly to the divine. And this connection wasn't just personal, it was scaled up to truly monumental proportions. Here you see the human form laid over the Great Pyramid of Giza, which itself was built with proportions that reflect the Earth and its relationship to the stars. The pyramid, in this view, isn't just a tomb. It's a model of the cosmos, and it's a model of an enlightened human, all at the same time. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is all fascinating ancient mysticism, but we're still drawing these kinds of maps today, we just use different tools. This is a modern scientific study. It shows what they call bodily maps of emotions. It uses data from tons of people to show where we literally feel emotions like anger, love, depression, or pride in our bodies. In a very real way, this is a modern data-driven version of charting our inner world, our own personal microcosm. And sometimes the parallels can get, well, pretty mind-blowing. This diagram compares the 64 hexagrams of the ancient Chinese I Ching, which is a system of 64 symbolic states for understanding the flow of life, to the 64 codons that make up our DNA. You've got two fundamental information systems at the heart of a complex reality. One is cosmic and mystical, the other is biological. It's an uncanny echo of that old idea, as above, so below. And staying with biology for a second, this offers a really powerful metaphor for how these maps are supposed to work. It shows how a virus injects its own code to hijack a cell's machinery and reprogram it. And that's a perfect analogy for what a powerful idea from one of these metaphysical maps is meant to do. It's information that's designed to enter our consciousness and reprogram our entire understanding of reality from the inside out. Which leads us to our final and maybe most important point. Because these maps, they're not just for looking at. They're not static pictures of what is. In almost every single tradition, they are also a guide, a pathway for a dynamic journey of transformation, of evolution, of returning to the source. A really key shape for this journey is the torus. You can think of it like a donut or maybe an apple. It's a self-sustaining system where energy flows out from the center, loops all the way around the outside, and then comes right back to the center again. It's a shape we see everywhere, from atoms to entire galaxies. And in these maps, it represents the continuous, flowing connection between you, the individual, and the universal source. And this image, it just captures the feeling of that connection, doesn't it? It's a picture of flow, of consciousness ascending, or maybe information descending, a direct line between the person and that brilliant, formless source of light. It's the destination of the journey, made visible. But the maps often get very specific about the route. This path of ascension clearly lays out an eightfold path. It's a journey that connects the microcosm, the individual self, up through all the different centers of the macrocosm, which in this case is represented by the Kabbalistic tree of life. So it's not some vague hope, it's a step-by-step guide for spiritual evolution. So in the end, whether we're looking at ancient mandalas, architectural blueprints, or modern biology, we find the same deep human impulse to chart the invisible currents that shape our reality, to understand our place not just here on Earth, but in the entire cosmos. These maps, they're the legacy of that search. They're a testament to our enduring quest to know the universe and, in doing so, to truly know ourselves. So, that leaves us with one final, very personal question. If these maps are real, if the universe really is reflected inside you, then you aren't just a tourist looking at the chart. You are the territory itself. The path isn't out there, it's in you. So the only question left is, where do you choose to go next?